What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys, well, with another market watch today. Guys, before we begin, please make sure to click in the description down below. I have my Instagram link, and I post pictures just about daily and talk about YuGiOh and other fun things, like when I found a blockbuster video or Pickle Rick in the mall and all that fun stuff. So if you guys want to check that out, once again, please make sure to click on the description down below. It has my Instagram link. And if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe and like the video. So let's go right into it, guys. We got Dimensional Shifter. Now, this card is just blowout. The only deck that could really utilize this deck, arguably, is definitely Thunder Dragons, but arguably Magical Musketeers. These are probably the only two decks we've seen this card in. And this card's huge. I mean, think about it. It destroys Salamangreat. Orcust just don't have a chance. They scoop that game, or they make a really weak board, and then they lose. And then it just beats anything that requires cards to go to graveyard. Also like Sky Strikers or Invoked variants or whatever. Well, taking on Invoke because they recycle, but you get what I'm trying to say. It destroys a lot of good decks. I think Dimensional Shifter is a highly underrated card, and the current price point of the 2019 Goat Shark Tin, the promo, the prismatic promo, 18 cents. Listen, if you don't have this card, I highly recommend you go ahead and grab this card. Now, the real question I have for everybody today is, do you think, and you can see it over here, is Thunder Dragons going to last past the January ban list? It's a really good question. I think they're going to. I think we're going to see Colossus go to 1, Thunder Dragon players and YuGiOh players, and the memes are going to go crazy. Everyone's going to go nuts. But they're still going to see meta play. Not only are they going to see meta play, we can literally look at this and look at the OCG in which they've done the same exact thing. Colossus at 1, it's still one of the top decks of the format. In fact, if you are looking to build Thunder Dragons and you still want to go in and get the deck at a relatively low price point, you're going to want to go ahead and grab your loose lupines. Coming out of OTS Tournament Pack 11 as a super rare, the value of this card is roughly around $1. I mean, it's just $1 all over the place on the market for a loose lupine. And if you're getting loose lupines, well, your other tech choice is obviously Batteryman Solar. Another card coming out of OTS Tournament Pack 10. Super rare version of this card is going to run you about 2 and change, 234, currently listed on the market. Once again, I think Thunder Dragons have great potential. I think the deck can definitely take a BANLIST hit and still keep going. And I think that whenever any future set has to come out, any future archetype, it has to be checked by many different decks, criteria, cards that we currently have in the game right now. One of them being Thunder Dragon. If you're going to release this amazing, broken archetype that allows you to search your deck, well, you're going to have to ask Thunder Dragons if that's okay. I mean, because even with Colossus at 1, the deck can easily recycle that card. With Colossus at 1, have fun trying to get rid of it. And with Colossus at 1, your opponent's more than likely playing Thunder Dragons that's going to be dropping that card as soon as possible because they want to have the opportunity to recycle later on in the game state with the built-in ability of Thunder Dragons and Thunder Dragon Fusion. They also have Thunder Dragon Titan, which is not a slouch either because it's hard to get out. You can't just dark hole it. It can save itself. So once again, guys, I'm not trying to make this like a Thunder Dragon video. I just want to, looking at Thunder Dragons, looking at the meta and looking at future releases, I do think if Konami wants to put Titan to 1, it's not going to do nothing. Thunder Dragons is going to be like Orcust last more. When we got the hit in Orcust, and we're like, all right, great, Orcust is powered down. And Orcust is like, yeah, now I'm only about 50% as strong in the meta. And looking at previous events, even stronger than that. Go ahead and look at Thunder Dragon Titan, though. If you do want to get your 3rd copy today or 2nd copy or what have you, you still have the 2019 Goat Shark Ultra Rares. They're like $2, and there's so many of them on the market. I mean, you can see over here, 92 War, first listing right off the gate. But if you want your Soul Fusion secret version of Thunder Dragon Titan, the market price is barely under $5, and you can get it for roughly around $3 to $4 for a secret version of Thunder Dragon Titan. I personally only have 2. I need to grab one myself, but definitely looking to pick this card up. Obviously, I really do think that going off by the ban list we're going to be getting in January, I think it's going to be Colossus that's going to be hit. If Colossus was to get banned, we could have a totally different conversation. But with Colossus at 1, the deck is still playable, and I kind of think that's what Konami wants to go with. Also, another choice for Thunder Dragons obviously is going to be Paleozoic Mishkas. It saw some play, but it's kind of being phased out of the main and the extra deck. But moving forward in the January ban list, if Colossus went to 1, I think Thunder Dragon players is going to want to add a little more control in their mixture, and that's where Paleozoic Mishkas comes into play. The card roughly has a $3 price point, and the market price of the card is roughly around $3 currently. It quickly goes to the bottom of the page roughly around $4, and can easily be bought out. There's not many walls over here for Paleozoic down in Michigan. So if you don't have your super rare copies, you're going to want to go ahead and grab these now, as they have potential to moving up in the future, as once again, like I said earlier in this video, Thunder Dragons still remain a top tier deck. Then we have Colossus, obviously. In fact, Thunder Dragons in general, but Colossus Ultimate Rare right now, price points are roughly around $27. So here's the question I have for you, because looking at Colossus, it kind of reminds me of Dingirsu before the last banlist, when the price points were going at an all-time low for the card, whether it's the Ultra Rare or the Ultra Rare. The value of Dingirsu was insanely low. Well, where is it now? Well, kind of calming back down because of the, the ban's coming up soon. But for a while, Dingirsu's price point was going higher and higher and higher and higher. Once again, I think Thunder Dragons, this format, is kind of like Orcust's last format. Well, no, 2 formats ago, I should really say. When they were seeing play, but not as much play, and then everything shifted, now they became dominant. But you get what I'm trying to say. I think Thunder Dragons have great potential. And I do think they're a deck you're going to want to plan against starting now. Now, if you're a control player, ignore everything I just said. You're a control player. You just have your control ways. You just see a Colossus and you go, do I take it? Do I balance it? Do I just shut him down this turn? Ah, oh, decision. But I think control definitely has great potential next ban list. But right now, I think control isn't really seeing as much play as we're seeing with Thunder Dragons. And once again, I do think Thunder Dragons is going to become a meta deck, even more so next format, even though we'll see more control players. Look at other Thunder Dragon cards, though. You get ultra rare versions of Thunder Dragon Raw for like $3 to $4. It's just not worth it. I mean, realistically, if we're going to be honest, ultra rare versions of Thunder Dragons are nice. It's all about the prismatics. And Thunder Dragon Dark Prismatic is roughly around $5. It's worth it. It's a little bit higher than its current Dragon Dark ultra rare versions. You got super rares, you got ultra rares, prismatic, secret rares. Dragon Matrix, the card relatively new, coming out in OTS Swamp Pack 9. Putting a $3 market price is actually stabilizing. Grab your playset if you don't have the super rares. If not, you're okay with the rares, no big deal. And then we have Ultra guys. So talking about control decks, I still think right now the best control deck moving forward into the new meta, and from this point right on, is going to be Ultra guys. Ultra guys just has a really good matchup against a lot of decks. Think about it. You're playing Orcust. You're trying to make like Abyss Dweller, Crescendo, and essentially your little Orcust play this turn, and just reset that play next turn. Maybe adding like a Dingirsu play, okay? Maybe adding Dingirsu to the end phase to get rid of a card, so your opponent goes -1 as you set your play for next turn, okay? You're playing Ultra guys. You don't care about any of that. I mean, yeah, losing a card on board and having to deal with a Crescendo, yeah, that is a pain, but you're playing Alter guys. You don't need many cards to control the board, and once you have control of the board, the odds of your opponent actually loosening that control, the breaking your control of the board, yeah, it's not happening. It's just not happening. I mean, technically speaking, we can also look at other decks like Two Dracos as a control deck, and they're a phenomenal deck that's controlled, but also has mid-ranger, a little bit in between, little gray area. But all the guys, in my opinion, as far as control, is the best control deck. I'm not saying Guru Control is not. Guru Control is a phenomenal deck, but without Guru, you don't have control. And it's very easy for your opponent to play cards like Mind Control and all these one-of cards to take away your Guru. As far as Ultra guys, there is no like head guy you want to get rid of. Hell, you can even DD Crow, Multi-Faker, and Graveyard, and the deck can still keep going. Now looking at Ultra guys and all the values, they're dirt cheap right now. And of course they are. They've been reprinted all over the place. All except Ultra guys Multi-Faker, which just has a prismatic printing. That's it. It is a one-of, and I really would like Konami to. I would love Konami to put this card to 2. Then this deck can see even more meta play. I personally don't like Ultra guys how it is now, where it's like you got the Ultra guys engine over here, and then you got the control engine, and they're 2 separate entities. I hate that. That annoys the crap out of me. I have a new Ultra guys cycle coming up. I'm working on for a while, and I'm gonna show it to you guys on this channel. But I don't like that you gotta have like 3 judgments, 3 strikes. And then you gotta have an Ultra guys package. I think that's so weird. That's mostly most Ultra guys decks we're seeing. They will throw, and then they throw in between spice like, what is it? The heavy storm duster trap card, or whatever. There's all these weird spice in between. But for the most part, it's Ultra guys featuring some control cards, and that's personally not how I like to play Ultra guys. But then again, that's my build, that's my preference, and I'll have the video coming up later on in this channel. But looking at Ultra guys, I really do think it's probably going to be one of the best control decks. It is the perfect deck to fight Thunder Dragons. If we're going into the new meta ban list, and we're going to lose, let's say we're going to lose Orcust. Let's say Orcust is going to get hit. All Konami has to do is ban Skeleton. Have a good day, Orcust. Thank you for playing Yu-Gi-Oh! No more Skeleton. Orcust can play, just nowhere near where they are right now. The best decks, in my opinion, would probably be Ultra guys, possibly Sky Strikers, possibly Silent Man Great, The pendulums, we're definitely gonna need some BANLIST talks about those bad boys. Definitely gonna need BANLIST talks about those that deck. To Draco will probably be 1.5, and of course Thunder Dragons. And I think the top of all those, the big dogs in the room, BDIF, big deck in format, is gonna be Altergeist versus Thunder Dragon, because both of them are the different spectrums, and they're really good decks at what they do. Now, with that said, I think both of them are phenomenal, and I think both these decks have potential of winning Yu-Gi-Oh players to invite post-January. Could we get a new deck to become tier 1? Absolutely. Could we get a new deck to become, like, the new big deck in format, BDIF? Pokemon term, by the way. Yes, absolutely. But as it stands right now, I think that would be really, just from what I can see, from my standpoint, the best decks in the game. And I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section down below. We also have CMOS and Theseus getting bought out from Raging Tempest. Secret Rare versions. Unlimited versions are 9, near mints are about 10. I have about 20 of these. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna be stone cold honest. I'm gonna be listening to my line throughout the day and laughing. If anyone extra has seen Monster Theseus, you know, the other Secret Rare that came out in the 2017 Mega Packs of Secret Rare, which have 29 price listings, which are $1, which are also, once again, let me reiterate this, Secret Rares, bad buyout buyers. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be listening to these all day long, and I'm gonna make a ton of money. I'll probably keep like 1 or 2 CMOS and Theseus for myself, and the other 30 that I have, and probably everybody else has, the minute they watch this video, they're probably gonna be listing. Yeah, we're gonna be doing that. There's value tanking today, so don't worry about it, guys. Keep moving on. Value tanking, nothing's in here, bad buyout, next cards. So we have 1 for 1 out of the advent calendar. With a market price of roughly around $7, 1 for 1's current price point is at $7. It's actually stabilizing, and of course it is. It's the best card out of this terrible advent calendar. Barnes & Noble did a fire sale last year, and we didn't see it so far, but they did a fire sale last year of the 2018 advent calendar for $5. I'm telling you right now, if Barnes & Noble's or any reputable site does a fire sale for a 2018 advent calendar of $5, buy all of it. Because 1 for 1 ultra rare, that value's not going anywhere. Unless it comes out secret rare, that would change things. But as it stands right now, $7 for 1 for 1, pretty good. I don't know who's buying before my pal Kari Bobo, but it costs like $3. Sure, I mean, okay, collectors. And then you got Link Karibo, which is roughly around $2 for the ultra rare. It's been printed all over the place. Nobody cares. Next card. We have Card of Demise, another card that's being obviously used in True Dracos. This is a phenomenal card, and it still has great potential. Like I said with Thunder Dragons, every time KONAMI releases something new, they have to go, okay, the Thunder Dragons, and make this not fun, because we gotta hit Thunder Dragons, or we gotta make this go, ignore what the hell your opponent's monster effect says, keep it going, boys. So, looking at Card of Demise, it basically has the same kind of mentality. Whenever a deck comes out, KONAMI has to go, can they set all this and just play Card of Demise and get free cards turn 1? Like, can they really do this? And that's something really interesting. Once again, guys, I've always liked that about the cards coming out versus the ban list versus any future cards, because it always has to check itself constantly, by the way. And looking at Card of Demise, Millennium Pack Ultra Rares, original prints, they're about $10, almost near $11 underneath this $12 market price, but still relatively high in value. We have the secret versions, the highest versions of Card of Demise coming out Electric Custom Kaiba. For $11 market price, the value of this card is actually almost near $13. And then you got your Dual Power being the lowest version at $9 for Card of Demise. Dragon Diagram, like I said earlier in the video, is definitely a phenomenal card, and True Dracos is definitely a great deck. If you got True Dracos during Maximum Crisis, you cannot complain about anything. I think you give your rights away to complain the minute you play True Dracos. And like, and we're in that same mentality. True Dracos, as well as like Sky Strikers. Here you go, that card's worth a lot of money. Stop. You got so many miles on that car. Your tires are still looking good. A lot of meat in those tires, boys. I don't want to hear nothing about value, but I will say smart investments are smart. I mean, Dragon Diagram from Maximum Crisis used to be about $120, I think, for the card. And if you stuck with it, I mean, yeah, it definitely lost a ton of its value, but the deck's still seeing meta play. The Grand Diagram out of Maximum Crisis having a $9 price point, it's roughly around $12. You got Battle's Legends, Secret Rare, same Secret Rare rarity for about $10. Then you got 2018 Megaton, Mega Pack, Mega Fruit, Secret Rare rarity for about $10 still. The card got reprinted over and over and over again. Value went lower and lower and lower, and under $10, by the way. I think we can safely say, I think at one point this card, the original print price point was roughly around 5 to 6s, and it's back up. It's just, this card is just all value. And nobody ever complains about True Dracos, and the reason why is because Masterpiece is gone. I think it should be at 1, but Masterpiece is gone. And the deck is very fair. It just runs floodgates that it could utilize with the engine of the two Draco monsters being utilized by the giant diagram. Then we have Naturia Beast. So this card, we saw some play on one deck with this card. And I want to talk about this card. I think this is a phenomenal card. Once again, nobody's looking at, nobody's talking about, because Naturia Beast recently got an ultra rare reprint in dual power, which is 30 cents. And great value for that card. If you want to hit an Arsenal 2 version, it's like $3. And if you want the highest version of Naturia Beast, that's going to come out of Duel Terminal 2 with a $41 market price. The actual value of this card is low at $32. In fact, you got 32, you got 36, and then blink, and the value now is $50. After those three are gone, there's 75. Well, I think it hit that price point? No, but I do think Naturia Beast Duel Terminal is at least going to hit $50 in the near future. Gonna hit higher than that in the long term? Oh yeah, easily. No doubt in my mind. Can Naturia Beast hit a higher value in the long term from the Duel Terminal 2? Once again, if you don't have the Naturia Beast Duel Terminal 2, you're gonna want to go in and grab this now. There's not many listed, and to be stone cold honest with you, this card's insane. This card negates spells, just generically. Yes, you have to do it during synchro, but as that's getting easier and easier and easier to do. That's number one. Number two, this card just straight up says nothing for spells. Your opponent actually makes the spells, mill 2. And in some decks, that's part of an engine. Then you got like Naturia Barkion, another phenomenal card. Not that one. No, get that. No. Okay, there we go. Naturia Barkion, Duel Terminal 3 being the highest version. We can argue about the Ghost Ray, I'll show you in a second. Market price of this card's roughly around $20. Nearmint is about $15 for Naturia Barkion. This is Naturia Beast, but with traps. But you gotta remove 2 cards in your graveyard. It's not as good as Naturia Beast, I will say that. But still, really good. Naturia Barkion coming out of Gold Series, Haunted Mine. I'm not a big fan of Gold Series, but this is Gold Ghost Rare. This is the Exception Series. The value is roughly around $6. And when you look for a Nearmint Limited, it's $4 for Naturia Barkion. I just think it's a phenomenal card. Now, going back to Naturia Beast, it's an insanely good card if you really think about it, because right now, Naturia Beast comes out, it beats a lot of decks. Obviously, Sky Strikers, but like any kind of pure Orcust variant or Orcust with the new Orcust engines they're playing right now, if you have an answer to a normal summon, if you have like an Ash Blossom or Infinite Permanence with Naturia Beast on board, your opponent loses. I mean, straight up loses. Try it out if you have an Orcust deck right now. I'm going to have Naturia Beast and I'm going to set a Infinite Permanence. Go. I mean, it's really good, and the odds of you getting out of that board are very hard. And most decks that run Naturia Beast that go into it, which is like mostly like these Dino builds we're seeing right now, they don't just end with Naturia Beast. They don't go Naturia Beast pass. No. They end with a lot more. Naturia Beast, once again, is a phenomenal card. It's a highly underrated card. And for the Duel Terminal 2 version, it's dirt cheap right now. Nobody's looking at the fact that this card's lower than its current market price of $41. And even the market price is lower, because the next listing is about $50. After that, we have Magical Musketeers. I love this deck so much. This deck was so cheap for the longest time. I mean, at the height, Magical Musketeer Castbar was like 27. Starfire was 25. The values tanked, where Starfire was like 4 to 5s. Castbar at most was at 8, hovering between that and $5. Now we're looking at it. We're in the future now. Welcome to the future, by the way. Castbar's price point is a market price of $16, where its actual price is $19. Starfire, holding a $14 price point, about 15. It's just always underneath him because he's the better one. And she is the good starter, but like once you're mid-game, you really want Castbar. Looking at the other Magical Musketeer cards, they're not too crazy. They're like dollar binder specials, if that. As you guys can see over here, they're all just dollar cards. And to be honest with you, this is the real ones you need. You really need a place of each. Yeah, you get away with playing 2 of some, but realistically, you want 3 of each. Now, looking at Magical Musketeer cards like Castbar and Starfire, this deck is really good right now. I don't know in the future if it's going to be good, but right now this deck's absolutely insane. One, it can easily go into Utopia Double. Any deck that can do that is going to help you out. 2, it can easily go into Utopia Double and play this card, which I'm going to talk about right now. And if you don't know anything about Magical Musketeers, listen to this part, because this is important. If you control a Magical Musket card, which you do before you go into Utopia Double, target one face a monster on the field until the end of this turn, change the attack and defense to 0. Utopia Double's attack and defense goes to, oh yeah, attack, 10,000. 10,000 Utopia Double. Also, its effects negated. In case you go, well, V, I won't take that. No, its effects negated. It's a quick play spell card that your opponent can play if they have Magical Musketeer monster face up in the field from their hand during either player's turn. Yeah, it'll be in their hand, but the built-in engine says, that's fine. Just play from your hand. Just play from your hand to get your opponent's monster effect, to put the monster attack to 0, and go Utopia Double and end that game. Also, if you're sitting there going, I don't care, V, I'm Orcus, I played enough for this win. Sure you did, but Magical Musket Dancing Needle does not care. If you control Magical Musket monster, target 3 cards in your graveyard, banish them. In the graveyard period, actually. Banish them. That's it. Just so as you're midway through your Orcus combo, you can all make sure to get rid of those musket cards, because that card's annoying. And then you have Last Stand. This card's insane. And once again, I'll do a deck before coming up soon about it, but when your opponent activates a spell / trap where you control a Magical Musket card, negate the activation if you do destroy that card. You're like, okay, that's not bad. It's, we have negations in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Sure you do. If you haven't faced a Magical Musket card, this card can be activated from your hand at counter trap speed. This card's absolutely nuts. And once again, Magical Musket cycle through these. I'll have a deck profile of this deck coming up soon. It's very generic compared to what we're seeing here in the meta, but you really can't be spicy and play Musketeers. It's very straight up, very generic, but very good. And it's very undervalued right now. People think they just go walk in and beat this deck. Even if I'm playing Thunder Dragons against this deck, I have to always watch out for this deck, because if they go Utopia Double with Cross Domination, the game's over, and there's nothing I can do about it. Up next, Unchained. Now here's something really interesting. Is Unchained ever going to be good? Are they ever going to be good and worth the high value they are? I mean, Unchained Twins Aruha Prismatic looks really nice, and for almost $100, I like it at 100. It's right now about 109. Underneath it's $135 market price. I like it at 100. I wish it was lower, by the way. I want to like Unchained. Like, it's like a basketball team that's just terrible, but I want to be their fan, and I want to represent their jersey, but the minute I go outside, everyone's gonna laugh at me because he's getting dunked yet again. I want to be a fan of Unchained so badly. And look at the cards, like Unchained Soul of Rage, being an $11 card is way less than its pre-order price point. Look at Abomination, still relatively high, but at $4 to $5, Unchained Soul Disaster, Secret Rare, being about $3.50, Secret Rare Unchained Soul of Anguish being $1.50. All these other Unchained cards are just so dirt cheap. Ugh. My voice like kind of choked. Anyway, dirt cheap is what they are. Unchained Abomination, I think, is the only real valuable card out of Cast Impact. Secret Rare, by the way, with a $21 price point, the card's currently standing at $19. So, am I the only one? And I would love to know if you guys can comment below and let me know what you think about Unchained. Any of these other decks as well, but are they worth it? Are they good? I mean, I really want to buy this and just hold this deck core. And is Unchained like probably the best looking casual deck in just out there, period? Or is it like a deck with hidden potential? Once again, comment below, let me know. Is it good for Nistas, or Nistas gonna come back and win Unchained and be good? I really have zero idea. Then we have Nightmare Incarnation Idly. Now, I talked about this card a couple of days ago, but I can't stop looking at this card. I just recently bought a playset of this card for myself personally, which is 3. I definitely got an RO9 it. I'm probably gonna RO9 it in the next day or 2. I'm getting so credit with TC Play. I'm gonna go ahead and RO9 that. But look at this card. It's a really good card. It's really underestimated. I mean, think about it. Master Rule 4 is Links. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Konami, obviously, with everything comes out, is promoting Links or whatever. Even Links of Legacy Archetypes, Konami's bringing back in a Link Brains pack. Links. Now, we're a little bit past Gokis, in which the Link spam, in which this card would have been an absolute blowout card. But this card still has potential. As long as Links is the main dominant game mechanic that we're seeing with a lot of these decks, this card will always be a threat. It will always, constantly be a threat. If you know about Nightmare Incarnation Idly, comes out Dark Neostorm as a secret rare. Level 9 monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. You're going to use each effect of the following effect of Nightmare Incarnation Idly once per turn. If the total link rating of monsters on the field is 8 or more, on the field, which I like, by the way, on the field, period, 8 or more, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card special summon, which is a different effect, by the way, so I want to throw it out there. If it's special summon, when your opponent controls more Link monsters than you do, send all Link monsters on the field to the graveyard. This is a hand trap with 2100 attack. It's a hand trap with 2100 attack that provides immunity for level 9 monsters from card effects. This is a hand trap with 2100 attack that has immunity for level 9 monsters with card effects that literally is like it can stop your opponent from spamming the board with Links. Comes out Dark Neostorm solo print. Market price is $3. The value of the card is roughly around $3. Super cheap, super unknown about. Nobody's looking at it. Nobody's talking about it. It is a hand trap. We can confirm hand trap. Good. Hand trap. This is a hand trap. And with every hand trap in Yu-Gi-Oh! That we've seen so far, majority of them have seen play. In fact, it's hard to find hand traps that have not seen play. Even Watt Kinetic Puppeteer was a contender to see play when Strikers were first coming out. So I ask you, my fellow gentlemen, paisanos, do you have Nightmare Incarnation Idly? Let me know in the comment section down below. It's your boy V, and you paisanos, hey, you paisanos have a great day.